Good morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm Andrew Schiff. I'm the CEO here at the Rhode Island Community Food Bank. Thank you for joining us this morning for our town hall meeting. Today, we're going to be talking about nutrition education and healthy eating. As we get started, I want to mention that Spanish translation is available during this meeting. If you want to listen in Spanish, click on the interpretation icon at the bottom of the Zoom screen and select Spanish. Thanks to our interpreter this morning, David Marino. This morning, you're going to be hearing from two wonderful food bank staff members, Melissa Martland-Kyle and Erica Hansen. Melissa is the food bank's nutrition education manager, and she'll be talking about our Healthy Habits program. Erica is going to be talking about our Kids Cafe program that provides meals to children in after-school programs. Erica is the food bank's Director of Agency Services. After you hear from Erica and from Melissa, we're going to have a cooking demonstration. And then we'll have time to answer your questions. So at any point during the meeting, if you have a question, click on the Q&A icon at the bottom of the Zoom screen, type in your question, and we'll make sure that we have time to answer all of your questions at the end. You know, I know that all of us are looking forward to the end of the COVID-19 emergency. As more and more Rhode Islanders get vaccinated, there's hope that this emergency is going to end soon. But the economic devastation caused by COVID-19 crisis was severe and deep, and economic recovery from this crisis is going to take time. Fortunately, the Biden administration and Congress recognize that the people who have been most harmed by COVID-19 are still struggling. The American Rescue Plan that the president signed into law last month extends until September a host of benefits and programs. Among them are critical government nutrition programs, extra SNAP benefits, pandemic EBT benefits to help low-income families be able to afford food at the supermarket and grocery store. At the food bank, we've not seen any let-up in the demand for food assistance. The food bank and its statewide network of member agencies, the people who run the food pantries and meal sites, are distributing more food than ever before. This year, we'll distribute 16 million pounds of food. In a normal year, we distribute 12 million pounds of food. That's a 33% increase. Again, economic recovery from this crisis is going to take time, and we have to be able to provide food assistance to everyone who needs it through the emergency and through the economic recovery from this crisis as long as it takes. Our job is to ensure that no one in Rhode Island goes hungry. Our job is also to provide the most nutritious food possible, food that can easily be turned into a healthy meal. And that's where our Healthy Habits program comes in. Healthy Habits was developed for people receiving food assistance at a food pantry or through SNAP, but really it's for everybody. And anybody who wants to prepare healthy meals at home will be interested in our Healthy Habits program. I'm very happy to be joined now by Melissa, who will talk about healthy habits and how we're reaching people in this pandemic. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you, Andrew. So just like you mentioned, yeah, absolutely. Our Healthy Habits program is geared for everybody, anybody who would like to join our classes and take advantage of our materials that we offer. It's there and it's available, I think now more than ever, after this last year dealing with COVID. A lot that we've been hearing in our community when we teach classes and just kind of the feedback that we get when we're still working with our community individuals and families out there is that they're craving nutrition information, and not just there's so much out there, there's so much misinformation out there, but again, they kind of want to look to us to kind of what is the good information out there, and that's kind of what we're here to do. So Healthy Habits helps foster wellness in the community. We know our audience, we know our participants in every class. We offer classes in English and Spanish and Portuguese. So we want people to utilize this as a resource, just somebody there that have any questions, they can always reach out to us, and we have that availability with them. So just like Andrew had mentioned, we bring home one of the core values that the food bank has. Part of its mission is that it's essential that we offer healthy foods, not just any kind of food. We know that good food is essential for good nutrition and good health. And with chronic disease on the rise, as it continues to up and up and up, and after this last year, we'll kind of see where that goes. Food is a big driver of chronic disease. So we want to make sure that we're kind of watching it, kind of keeping that in check. And the good thing about Healthy Habits is that we're not a cookie cutter position. What we offer is our curriculum is science-based with newest data that's out there. We're able to really gear our classes and our information, our nutritional messaging directly to our community, to the Rhode Islanders that we work with day in and day out. So with COVID, it brought a challenge for us because normally we go out into the community, we're at our food pantries, we're at our meal sites, after school programs, and that in-person connection is crucial with us. We love that feel of being in the community and sitting down and sharing a meal that we cook together in class. So with not able to have that piece of it, we've had to kind of pivot and switch gears a little bit to make sure we're still able to offer our nutrition messaging, our Healthy Habits information, which includes some food demonstrations and shopping on a budget, food safety, chronic disease prevention, which again, more than ever is really crucial. So we decided to kind of, just like everybody else, move online. We started with a lot of research and trying to figure out how best we could still serve, make sure we were accessible to everybody in our community, anybody who needed us, anybody who wanted us. So we started with creating our video messaging. So what that would look like is we created our videos, and as you can see the page here pop up, we have a lot of our healthy recipes all there for you. And again, we kind of gear it for kiddos, we gear it for families who are really busy and want like a quick 10-minute healthy, nutritious meal on the table. We gear it for individuals who are living just 1 to 2 in a household. So again, we're flexible and we offer a lot of, you name it, we offer it basically. You can see some of them are written, some of them are video recipes that we offer. We like to kind of keep seasonality, and we know what's on our shelves currently. So we try to keep our recipes also stocked with what we know is in our food pantries. So again, you can kind of see a little snippet if you go on our website, check out all of our resources, as well as nutrition messaging. We were able to kind of put 2 to 3 minute videos together, and we do that on a monthly basis. So you can check our social media pages like Facebook and Instagram, as well as on the Facebook page, the food bank page that talks all about what we offer. And just again, since we're not in person, being able to offer handouts and resources and chatting with folks, it's all online, it's all available. And you can also reach out to us. We're not shy, we'd love to chat. So please, anybody in your community, anybody that you think is hungry for nutritional information and how to keep themselves and their family as healthy as possible, which I think really now is a big thing. So that's one of the good things about this past year is people are kind of taking charge and they're really kind of excited about getting healthy and trying to prevent disease and chronic disease as well as infection. And So that kind of all comes hand in hand, and that all starts with food. And we utilize food as medicine in our program because we know that that's the core of it. And that's why it's so important. And that's why Healthy Habits is so special, because we create a meal together in our classes, and we sit down, we chat about it, and we utilize popular education in our classes as well. So that means that we're there to facilitate, share the information, and then we want people to kind of bring in their own experiences and share what works for them and their family, and kind of talk about it and have that conversation on how everybody can kind of has input on how to create a healthier lifestyle for themselves and for their families and their community as well. So we're the information and we're the conversation starter. So we have the information there. So just to kind of give you a snippet of where we've been this year. So we've been doing, along with our videos and our messaging, all on our website and social media. We also have been doing our series classes. So 4 to 6 week series that we offer with kiddos, families, and then older adults as well. So we kind of gear it towards any of those age ranges, and we brought it all online. So we noticed that with the kiddos, we started doing this in January. They were pretty experts at the virtual learning. So a lot of kudos goes to them for being able to work with that, and they didn't miss a beat. They just, all right, this is what I have. This is great about kids. They just kind of, they take what they have and they work with it. So we jumped on calls with them, and what we did is we created these little kits and we dropped them off at sites, after school programs or our kids cafe sites. And they open the kit and then they see us on screen, and we're able to kind of, along with some really great coordinators at the site and teachers at the site, they were able to kind of work with us and cook along with us. So that piece, they had a lot of fun with that. Food is a big driver for kids. I think it's in all of us as well, right? So that was really fun. With our family class, that was also unique because we were on screen with families, and then who also had their kids on another laptop doing their virtual school learning. So anytime we showed our food demo or talked about food, you could see the kid kind of pop on and be like, hey, what's this? What's this about? Mom, can we make this? And then the following week, they would kind of share what they did, how they cooked, and how they helped their parents in the kitchen, which is exactly what we want. We want kids to get excited about food, and then give parents, caregivers, just real-time, easy information on how they can get healthy food on the table on a budget quickly, no fuss. And then with our older class, again, is always another unique thing with them. A big piece was the socialization. So that was a big, and we can all feel that as right now I'm talking to you on a screen instead of seeing you all, your lovely faces in person. So that was a big piece that they were missing. That a lot of feedback was they craved the attention, craved the discussion that we were having on our screens. And we'd offer that in English and Spanish and Portuguese. So having someone and then food is just a nice way to kind of bring people together, even if we're not physically consuming it together, but talking about it, sharing what they're doing. And with that, a big piece, if you know our Healthy Habits program, is we offer groceries. So after class, they get a grocery bag of whatever we did in class, whatever the food demonstration was. So we worked with a community partner called Cartwheel. So we were able to pack the bags ahead of time, and they would deliver it right to people's doors. So seniors, that's a great another piece of it. Food was delivered right to their door, so they could still cook along with us and share that meal and kind of talk about, hey, what did you change? What's some spices or something that you added to it to make it your own? And then just to have that discussion and talk it over and talk about chronic disease prevention. That was a big thing with them. But again, they crave that conversation and just to kind of see other faces and other people in the community that we could do it safely and get that information out to them. So a quick little unique input of what we were able to offer. So still on screen, we also do one-time workshops. So something just like this, or a webinar where we kind of just chat with folks. We do some with kids, just talking about if they have a lot of questions around health and how to keep their immunity up. So we talk about immune boosting foods and good mood foods and exercise and how to do exercise indoors, getting creative with them, and same with families who are kind of maybe losing their minds a little bit with a bunch of kids that are kind of in the house and all together and a lot of noise going on. So different ways that they can kind of instill healthy habits and as a family as well. So a lot of good stuff still out there. We're, again, on a monthly basis, putting out videos for recipes and a lot of our nutritional messaging that we find that's important. Again, all science sound based, and we don't have to worry that's what's trending, what's not trending. It's science. So we know it's safe, and a lot of it's we've been talking for a long time. Fruits and vegetables never go out of style. So that's one thing always keep in mind. Again, we're accessible if you want to look us up. We're, again, you just shared with us the page. So feel free to do so. Reach out to me if you have any questions. If you'd like to, if you're an agency or community partner who'd love to set up a class, we can definitely do that virtually. And again, we gear it. So we have our classes and we have our topics, but again, we can gear it towards your needs and your guest needs, more importantly. So again, don't be shy, and thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. It's just amazing how you have responded to the pandemic and all the limits and challenges that we face, not being able to do in person, and really it became an opportunity to expand our offerings in all these fantastic ways, and new opportunities for learning, and certainly all of the videos and virtual and remote learning. It's fantastic. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Now I'm happy to introduce Erica Hansen, our Director of Agency Services, who's going to talk about Kids Cafe. Kids Cafe not only provides nutritious meals to children at after-school programs, it also teaches them about healthy eating. Welcome, Erica.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here with us. So let me tell you a little bit about Kids Cafe. Kids Cafe provides nutritious meals to kids in after-school programs at partner community organizations. The food is prepared by chefs here at the food bank and delivered directly to the sites, just in time for them to arrive after school, to have some time to play, and then enjoy a dinner. For many of the children, our Kids Cafe meal does serve as their dinner for the evening. Kids Cafe is a national trademarked Feeding America program that was developed in 1993. And the food bank launched our first Kids Cafe programs here in Rhode Island in 1998. So we've been offering Kids Cafe for a long time, and we've enjoyed our relationships with the community partners over the years. It's a very rewarding and fun program to offer. Part of it is that it helps the food bank create partnerships with the community organizations to assist us in providing evening meals to children at risk of hunger. The intent of Kids Cafe is really to help alleviate hunger among children in a dignified community setting. So that's exactly what our partners help us to do, and we very much appreciate working with them and all that they do to make this program a success. The program promotes healthy eating habits by providing nutritious meals and nutrition education. So it really is a nutrition program. It's not just a catered meal service. We work alongside the Healthy Habits team to make that happen. And we also support our partner sites in tending to the emotional, educational, and physical well-being of the children served through this program. The Kids Cafe participants receive a delicious dinner, giving them the energy to focus, concentrate, and play for the rest of their day at the after-school program until it's time for them to go home. The food bank's chefs and our culinary nutrition team work together to develop the monthly menu. The menu is then shared with the sites to post up, and also with the parents so that they can talk with their children about what's going to be served for dinner that evening. Our menu offers a variety of wholesome foods that are made fresh daily by our chefs. The dinners include all of the components of a healthy and well-balanced meal. Many of our dishes include plant-based proteins and whole grains, and all of our dishes include a fruit and vegetable component, as Melissa was saying. They never go out of style, and they are the backbone of healthy eating. The menu is also developed with the kids' input. So kids have a voice, which is very important because kids don't often have a voice in their own lives. And we want to hear what they have to say because this program is for them. So the kids are encouraged to try new things through our menu, and then they have the opportunity every day to vote on what meals they liked, and what they like is then seen on the next month's menu. So it really is a program of the kids and for the kids. And we also periodically survey the parents. So we want to see if this program is meeting their expectations. And we get positive results from those surveys. One mom recently shared that her son participates in the Kids Cafe program, and it's especially helpful to her during those times of the month when the bills are due and she just doesn't have enough money to make these wholesome meals herself. So it helps her to stretch that, which is exactly why we're here. Currently, the program is serving 350 meals a week to our sites. Like we talked about, the pandemic has made all of us exercise our flexibility muscles and pivot and adjust as best that we could. So we did have to adapt our menu to be more of a grab and go style because our partner sites were working in small pods as opposed to like kind of the kids running all throughout the club. So we did do grab and go styles, and we're still doing that for the most part. Typically it's more done like a cafeteria style where the kids are eating all together in a community setting. But we weren't going to let that stop us. We were still determined to provide these meals, make sure that they were healthy, enjoyable for the children. And so even despite those challenges, we were still able to provide delicious and nutritious and hot meals to the children throughout the school year. Some of the kids' favorites include our chicken salad with garlic bread, Southwest dip with corn chips, salsa, and peaches, our barbecue chicken sandwiches with cauliflower, our newly added and very popular roasted cauliflower stuffed peppers with cornbread, and then our homemade pizza strips with corn salad and banana chips. Rhode Islanders love their pizza strips, so do the kids. Because of COVID, we also had to adapt the nutrition education piece that we normally offer with Healthy Habits. So like Melissa was saying, with some of the classes, we dropped off kits. Well, the same with Kids Cafe. Normally we do about a half a dozen in-person workshops with each site every year. But since we couldn't do that, the staff pivoted and adjusted by making themed kits and dropped them off every other month along with the meals. And the kids really enjoy the surprise of like, what are we going to get this month? So all of the kits include a recipe with a featured ingredient, an incentive, and a take-home connection for kids to share with their parents. So some of our popular kits so far have included the Kids in the Kitchen kit, which we featured our apple pie popsicle recipe. I've said that like 3 times. It's hard to say that really fast. Our apple pie popsicle recipe. The kids received a lunchbox and then applesauce to make the pops at home. Our Rethink Your Drink kit, which featured our watermelon slushy recipe with water bottles and coconut milk. And then our physical fitness themed kit, which we featured our chocolate hummus recipe. And the kids got jump ropes and chickpeas to go home and make their chocolate hummus. We also began to bring monthly kid-friendly food boxes to the sites for the parents. And that was built to help parents accommodate the distance learning where the children were missing out on the school breakfast and lunch program. So it was just another supplement for mom and dad to help to make up for some of those meals that the children were missing by not being in school. So that's just kind of a quick snapshot of Kids Cafe. We have a website, a webpage, sorry, that outlines a little bit of this. I'm so glad that you guys took the time this morning to learn about our programs. And then after the video, we're really looking forward to your comments and your questions. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Erica. Kids Cafe is such a fantastic program. I'm so glad that you got a chance to talk about it this morning. What I'd really like is for everybody to get to visit. I do. And when I do, I get such a charge from seeing the kids. And it's so funny what you were saying before. When I come in to talk to the kids and they find out that I'm from the food bank, they immediately start telling me about the food they like and what they want. That's because, you're always asking them for their input. So they're used to that. And I had a little girl who said, I'm a salad kid. And I said, well, I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad that you're a salad kid. And she said, I want more salad. I like that. So, you know, that warmed my heart. So now,
maybe we'll have the salad kid club or something.
Hey, that's a great idea. And now we want to show a cooking demonstration, an example of how our new offerings have developed. Let's show it now.
Hi, I'm Melissa, Nutrition Education Manager for Healthy Habits Eating Well on a Budget program here at the Rhode Island Food Bank. Today we're making a super yummy, scrumptious frittata. We're going to be switching gears from winter's heavy, hearty dishes to springtime's lighter fare. So we're going to start with, we have here about a dozen eggs. So give or take, kind of depending on how many people you're going to be serving. And then we have some fresh spinach and some frozen peas. We're also going to be using some extra virgin olive oil, some salt and pepper, and a little bit of milk. This can be any kind of milk that you choose. If you want it even creamier, you can use a little bit of heavy cream as well, or full fat milk. Really depends what you want to use. Today we're using a little bit of almond milk is what we had in our kitchen. So we're just going to whisk this together. So we're using eggs. We like to use eggs a lot for proteins. We like to use plant-based proteins. One, obviously, that's a lot healthier and easier on the heart. But eggs are packed with vitamin A, vitamin E, healthy omega-3 fatty acids, great for protein, and they're really, really inexpensive. So eggs make great for breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you want to do. So here we have our eggs. We whisk them up. We're going to add a little bit of a mixture of just some salt and pepper. And you can get creative here if you have any other fresh herbs. It's springtime, so if you have fresh herbs that are kind of popping up or anything that's dried, some fresh thyme or dry thyme, rosemary would also be really good in this too. Kind of brings out those spring flavors. So again, just a nice whisk, kind of incorporating, making sure the eggs are nice and fluffy. We're gonna get some air in there. Okay. And now we're gonna bring this to our oven and saute our veggies and that are eggs, and that's pretty much it. So let's go over there. All right, we're gonna start with a nice hot pan. We threw in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. It's pretty much Healthy Habits' favorite fat to use when we're cooking. We have that just kind of coating the pan so our eggs don't stick afterwards. You can also use a non-stick skillet. You can use a cast iron, works really well for this too. We're gonna add in our, a little bit of frozen peas. I mean, it depends on how many people you wanna serve. We're gonna be doing anywhere from like 4 to 6. So we have about 10 to 12 eggs. So again, it really depends how hungry you are too. So we have our frozen peas. For Healthy Habits, we like to use all forms matter. So frozen, fresh, dried, kind of whatever you have on hand. All forms matter. All forms will give you your nutrients, those vitamins and those minerals from these bad boys. All right. So these will cook pretty quickly. That's the great thing about working with spring greens like peas and spinach. They're yummy, they're quick. All right. So it depends. I like them with a little bit of bite to it. The peas are nice and hot. I like the spinach where it's just a little bit wilted. Still got a little bit of crisp. And then we're gonna add our eggs. So we have our nice green veggies. Kind of spread that around the pan. Okay. And the great thing about frittatas is you want to make sure that you are using an oven-safe pan because you start the cooking while it's on the oven, and then we're going to cook the top. We're going to put it under a broiler in the oven. It's going to crisp up the top for us. And optional, you can do a nice cheddar cheese or feta cheese or even goat cheese, whatever you have on hand, whatever's inexpensive or on sale that day. Or you can just forego the cheese altogether. But it'll give you a nice little melted topping as well. So again, we're just I'm moving the spatula around just to get the eggs to cook evenly. All right, so let's just take another 3 to 5 minutes, and then we're gonna pop it in the oven. So that's it. We have our springtime green frittata with our fresh spinach, our frozen peas. We utilize all forms because, again, just to kind of reiterate, all forms matter when it comes to vegetables. We topped it off with a little bit of feta cheese. We put it over the broiler just for a few minutes and kind of really got a nice crisp on it. really kind of brown the edges. Really nice and yummy, very easy to do. So again, I hope you try it, I hope you enjoy, and follow the Healthy Habits team at the Rhode Island Community Food Bank.
Thank you, Melissa, that was terrific. So now I'm going to welcome back Melissa and Erica, and also the Food Bank's Chief Philanthropy Officer, Lisa Roth-Blackman. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, everybody.
Who can help us answer some of the questions that people have been posing.
So, Melissa, I wanted to throw a question your way to see if you can talk a little bit about one or two of the lessons that you do with the kids. Like the Think Your Drink lesson always jumps out for me because it's such a great visual, but I wonder if you can tell everybody a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So Rethink Your Drink is kind of everyone's favorite. It's one that the kids really enjoy. It's a big wow factor for them. So either in person or virtually, what we do as a big visual is we have popular drinks that we show them. We start talking about added sugars and why added sugars can be harmful to the body. So it's one thing that they kind of want to start being mindful about. So we'll show them like a can of a soda, and then we'll show them like in a cup, we'll pour out how much sugar is actually in there. So they see the amount of real right sugar that they're be consuming. And then we also do sugar packets. So like, and we unroll them and it's bigger. It's usually bigger than them. We usually say like, how tall are you? And then the sugar packets usually are much, much taller than them. So when they get that visual, they're like, whoa, like kind of like freak out a little bit. And they're like, I can't drink that. Oh my God. It's like, and then so just showing them like talking about it versus the visual is a big piece to that. And then kind of switching gears and showing them, hey, okay, so limit this stuff, but what can you drink? So how to make water more fun and exciting for them, and how to make healthier smoothies and things like that with them, with reducing the added sugars. So that's why that's a lot of fun. And parents like it too, of course.
Great. And just if you can elaborate a little bit on the all forms matters with the vegetables, you did a great job showing that in the video. But I think it comes up a lot in the sample recipes that you guys put together. And I just wonder if you can talk a little bit more about how that hopefully helps people feel confident in whatever they have and how they can incorporate it into their menu planning.
Absolutely. I think, well, like canned veggies get a really bad rap. So you kind of feel bad for them. Their nutrition, like we say, veggies are veggies. If you can get your veggies, no matter form you get them, we know access to healthy food is part of the problem of hindering people from a healthier lifestyle. So whatever they have access to, be it canned veggies, frozen, fresh, dried, we want people to consume their vegetables, getting their veggies and their fruits every day. So we say all forms matter for that reason. They all are nutritionally dense. So if you're going to have just little spins on it. So if you're going to have canned veggies at your disposal, they're great. They're inexpensive. You can keep them in the cabinet for a longer period of time. You can buy them in bulk when they're cheaper. You don't have to worry about them going bad, so you waste less food. And we just say, give them a rinse. It gets rid of most of the sodium or the sugar content if it's a fruit or veg. And if they have the option of looking at the can, looking at the label, we say go for no salt or fruit in fresh 100% juice instead of in syrup. So we kind of give them kind of what to look at the label, what to look at when they're looking for canned products versus frozen. They're all picked at their peak. So their nutrients are locked in. So if you're gonna get fresh canned, they're just as great as fresh. Frozen or canned, they're just as great as fresh. And if you're getting fresh, we say local is great because they're not being shipped from way across the country. So usually with fresh, if they're getting shipped from way out there, they get picked when they're not at their peak, meaning that their nutritional value is not up there as well. So if you can get local, that's also great. Support your community. And then with SNAP is great because you can double your SNAP dollars if you're getting fresh produce as well. So there's so many unique ways to get your produce. It doesn't have to be, there's not one size again fits all. You can get them in all different ways, do a combination. That's what we always tell people to do. It's the best recommendation we can give them is however you can get your hands on it, they're good. Just it's all about how you utilize them.
Great. And then just a quick question, Andrew, maybe you can jump into, I know you pointed out the doubling your SNAP dollars, and I believe that's at farmers markets if you're buying, but Andrew, if you want to jump in and just speak a word on that for everybody.
Sure. Bonus bucks are available for SNAP recipients at farmers markets. and it allows them to get twice as much fresh produce for the benefits that they're using at the farmer's market. This program has been going on in Rhode Island through Farm Fresh Rhode Island for many years. And what they've found is each year, the participation in the program grows and the amount of SNAP benefits spent at farmers markets has increased significantly. So as people use it and see the benefits, not only being able to double the value of their benefits, but also how healthy and fresh the food is that they're able to then take home. People are using that program more and more, and we are really, really glad that it's available in Rhode Island.
Great. So we have a question about what our biggest challenges are, and I wonder, maybe Melissa, you want to start with that, and then Erica, if there's any on Kids Cafe, and Andrew, you may want to speak more broadly, so we'll go in that order.
Sure, like challenges around healthy eating or just overall?
I think maybe on sort of what are the challenges of getting the program out to people in Rhode Island, especially now when we've had to pivot so much.
Sure. I mean, the challenge is always sometimes we're a growing program, so we want to make sure we're reaching everybody. So the great thing about being virtual is we're putting our information out there, so anybody has access to it. Anybody can kind of follow us and get those healthy recipes and healthy nutritional messaging. With the virtuals, it's trickier because we can't, as busy as we are, and we're offering classes back to back virtually, there's some people that we still don't have access to. So that is a challenge. People who either don't have access to Wi-Fi or internet connection at home, or a laptop that they can utilize to jump on one of our classes. A couple of ways around that is some of our agencies have offered, they have programs where they have Chromebooks. So people were able to borrow Chromebooks, or kids at school can also have access through that as well. So we're not able to reach everybody in person, again, and that challenge of sometimes sitting with somebody at a table and having a discussion. On Zoom, it can be a little bit challenging. Not everyone has a chance to really speak or ask their questions. That could be one of the challenges that I think everyone's finding with virtual learning. I guess that's like the biggest piece of it is that.
Yeah, and to kind of echo what Melissa's saying, and I think we've been really creative around it, but you just inherently leave out a group of folks who aren't maybe tech savvy or, but that's where we really rely on our partners. I mean, we can't do any of this without our member agencies. So Melissa, we were able to do a class for older adults. It's like the grandparents group at Federal Hill House, who might be a population that most would think, oh, they're going to miss out. But they were zooming in and doing a great job. And that's because we had a really strong partner agency to help us make that happen. So for Kids Cafe, this year was a huge challenge because of the school's hybrid, all distance. So there was a significant drop in the number of kids that the clubs could safely host. So we did see a dip. We're starting to see a rise now, which makes us very, very happy. So I guess this year the challenge was really on the side of the clubs in getting like a steady, how many kids can we expect today? And so we kind of felt that through them, but we made a commitment, whether it was 12 kids or 120, like we understand it's a COVID year and we're going to figure this out together. So that was a challenge. And I think we're really fingers crossed next year that we can see greater numbers of children at the sites on a more regular basis, because hopefully things will look better for all of us at the end of the summer. So.
And just at the most general level, I would say that our challenge is just keeping up with the high demand for food assistance, that there are still lots and lots of families that are struggling. Some folks have been unemployed for months, and we want to make sure that everybody's getting the nutritious food that they need. And also, as the American Rescue Plan kicks in and government benefits are available to help people, that those are reaching people who need them. That folks are enrolling in SNAP if they're eligible, that they're getting pandemic EBT, which is specifically for families with children, low-income families with children, who will particularly need that help this summer. And the other benefits, like the extra unemployment benefits that are coming through the American Rescue Plan, that are going to just get folks through this very, very difficult period. We do everything we can to make sure that the food pantries and meal sites are getting adequate food and their supply is good to be able to meet the needs so that no one is ever turned away. And they do an amazing job of not only making sure that every family is served, but also that everybody is safe. And as long as the emergency continues, all of the procedures that we've been following, grab and go meals, the helping families by pre-bagging, pre-boxing the food so that there's no worry about social distancing when somebody comes to a food pantry. We're going to be keeping that all up. What we really hope is that as the COVID-19 begins to diminish, and hopefully by this fall, we will be able to go back to much more of regular times, being able to meet with people face to face, certainly through healthy habits, to be able to, at a food pantry, be able to have people selecting the food that they want, like we always have in the past. So that's our hope, that things are going to get better over the next 6 to 9 months. And as always, we're going to be flexible and responding to the need in the community throughout this entire period of economic recovery.
Great, thank you. We have a question about, and Erica, I'm going to let you field this because I think you could talk more broadly about how we get out some of the recipes that you guys create. But the question is, for people that are hard to reach, is it possible to send a printout of the healthy recipes to get them engaged? And you guys do so much with how you put them together visually and with words, and I just want, and how they go out to pantries, and I wonder if you can speak to that a little bit.
Oh, we would love to send out anybody who's interested in hard copies, whether you're representing, a community health program or you're an individual. Absolutely. I wish more people asked us. I think this year, with our new presence on like Instagram, Facebook, our website has beefed up a lot, that we are so much more accessible to the community. We always talk about like the silver linings here of COVID, and that it's kind of just projected us pretty quickly out there to things that we always thought might be cool to do, and then we did it. So I'm pretty sure that Hugh had put up in the chat like the ways that you can get in touch with us. Most of our recipes, as you see here, are visual, and that is because we want to make sure that no matter what your language, they are very easy to read. Language literacy, we try to really kind of lift those barriers. A lot of these are also in written form, but this has been our sort of tried and true way of developing our recipes for probably the past 5 years or so, and they've been really popular. Folks can look for that can at the grocery store or at the food pantry, and then easily recreate that recipe. Or like Melissa says, like a lot of our stuff is swappable. So if you don't want salmon, you could do tuna. If you don't want corn, you can do something else. So it's the whole program was built with flexibility in mind from the start. And so we're really proud of that fact. And if anybody has feedback for us or things that they would think we should consider, we are very open to that. Just follow up with us and you know, through our email or give us a call, and we'd be happy to explore other ideas. This is a program that is, like Melissa had said earlier, it's not a cookie cutter. We're evolving and we're changing. Every single one of those recipes that we put out there, and our whole library of recipes, are tested and tried. We would never make a recipe that says, here's what we think you should eat, by parceling together something in a food pantry. Like, we try it, maybe tweak it. So if we feel like it's delicious and great to eat, then we're putting it out there. If it's not, then you're not going to see it. So yes, if you would like a hard copy, if you would like a bunch of hard copies, just let us know. We'd be more than happy to get those to you.
Great, thank you. Well, I think that's all of our questions. So I want to thank Melissa and Erica both for joining us and sharing your knowledge and how you've evolved the program. Andrew, any final words?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Erica. Thank you so much, Melissa. This has been terrific. And thanks to everyone for joining us this morning. The next town hall is going to be on Wednesday, May 5th, when we're going to talk about our partnership with local farms. It's actually a perfect follow-up to today's meeting, how we partner with local farms to get fresh produce to our member agencies and to the people we serve. So please join us on Wednesday, May 5th. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, David, for interpreting this morning.